Welcome to
Keep
Snacking. No. I'm Lauren Jones.
I'm Sumona Roy.
And welcome to Keep Snacking, where we just eat food and talk about it, namely snacks.
Yes. And today we're doing a cool thing because, this is a very exciting episode, I have to say, because this is
drum roll episode situation.
This is the first time that a company reached out to us to have us try their product.
Yes.
And in this particular instance, it's products because it's called Tastebase, and it's a subscription snack service, which, it's the same thing as Lauren had told me in our conversation prior, like FabFitFun or like any sort of subscription things that there's like makeup ones, clothes ones, and there's snack ones. And I've done a lot of snack ones in the past. Like I did one called Keto Crate, which was specifically for keto snacks when I was doing that. But we're very excited because we didn't have to do anything here. Like we got emailed and then they sent us different boxes. And so we felt very legit.
Yeah, we got different boxes. This is we want to thank Tastebase. We're earnestly trying some of the products today. And then we would they also asked to be on the podcast, which would be our first actual guest ever on the podcast. We've thrown on guests a few times in our minds. We haven't broken into it yet, but, and excuse me, I'm getting over a sinus infection. But so I hope it doesn't impact the way I feel about Tastebase because of taste. But yeah, we're just excited about it. So we're earnestly trying today. We also got so many different snacks that the one that we got the same of, we're going to dedicate to a different episode because we have to prepare it. It's behind my head if you're watching.
It's the nudie peanut chili irresistible ramen.
Yeah, so we're going to try that because we have to cook it. It's a whole thing in the morning situation. But we were going through it trying to decide what we're going to try for the podcast, and then we realized we did not get all the same stuff, which we didn't fill out the survey, but I like that they did that because the chances are we would have gotten different things if we filled out the survey.
Yeah.
So I'm super stoked. I appreciate Sumona coordinating with them because she manages our email. And it was one of those days where, again, we talked about previously how January was the pits, and then February has been not as it's a little
pity. A little pity.
It's a notch. It's part of a notch, but it's not much up. And this was like a highlight for us because apparently we're doing a decent job. That company reached out to us. We've gotten a few things for free here and there because we've asked, or because we,
or we've gotten discount codes and stuff like that. But the flock chicken or whatever.
The flock
horrible. Do not eat those.
Yeah, but this was really cool of them, and and I'm super stoked. So I don't know if there's anything else about Simona's going to talk a little bit about Tastebase, and then since we're trying different products, I'm going to do maybe if we have time for 4, Sumona quickly. If not, I'm going to do 3 products, I think is what I've decided out of my box. So,
okay.
Since there's so many,
I think we can, we want to show what we got, but we're not going to be tasting all of them.
Yeah.
There is, I might try, because I have one that I'm I don't know if I want to it's not my thing, but we'll see how I feel in the moment.
Okay. So we'll say we're each going to try about 3 or 4 snacks on this app. And then if we try the other ones, we'll do it we'll throw those on Instagram too, except the nudie, which we'll have an episode completely dedicated to this. And thanks again, Tastebase, because this could not come at a better time considering that we're trying to try new things. And although I've had a cookie before, I've never had a cookie from Renewal Mill. That's an upcycled cookie, which I'll tell you about later. But it's just, we've never had these brands, and some of these products are totally new to us. So thank you so much. And I hope that it interests you to either buy the products that are in these boxes or try Tastebase for yourself. So
Yeah.
go ahead, Sumona,
Well,
on
and
Tastebase.
thank you, Lauren. I think that, I've been trying to cut back on spending money like unnecessarily. And throughout the pandemic, I have bought a lot of drinks, like of, trying different soda alternatives and also alcoholic alternatives because I don't really drink anymore. And so I think that if I had a little bit more disposable income, I would probably have found Tastebase because, I'm always looking
She
for snacks
probably
like,
would have, yeah.
or
so somebody would have gifted it. Somebody has gifted a box to me too, those international boxes.
Yes,
Sometimes we get
and
them
I had almost
to
done a subscription for those international boxes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like those, what are they called? I don't remember what they're called. Anyways, that's not really the point.
That was season 1, if you're interested.
Yeah. Go back and listen.
Yeah.
So what, Tastebase is cool because like Lauren said, that they like make you fill out a survey in the beginning. And I just wanted to talk about like how it was started. So I think that these two guys are really into snacks, but it's not surprising to me that they both kind of like came out of finance because it's kind of like one of those like startup snack things. But the cool thing about Tastebase is that they are always looking for like small businesses and minority owned businesses, because I think like one of the drinks that I have is specifically owned by like, Asian women and AAPI. So I think that that's cool that they're just not, going to like mainstream, like
They're not going to
Nabisco.
Kellogg's. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So all of these brands, I don't think, and for me, I'm the little bit more obsessed with like finding the new snack out of the two of us. So for me not to have like heard about these things, it says a lot that they're like doing the research and reaching out to interesting people and interesting businesses.
Yeah, I will say real fast, like when I used to have to travel a lot more, when I would be on the West Coast, I feel like I saw this a lot when I'd be in San Francisco, because that is like the hub, the Silicon Valley hub too. But you would see support from large businesses, like Salesforce is a huge company that's based, and I've been to their events before, and you see them supporting local or smaller or now even more minority owned businesses. So it has that flavor to it for me. Like this is something you would see, on their snack tables and things like that, because they're trying to support not just the biggest of businesses, but have a mix of more of the local or newer vibes. And a lot of the things too are more locally sourced and things like that too. And I feel like there's a lot of environmental and global warming type, thoughts around all of the way that they're producing these products. So it's I'm super
they're trying
excited.
to be sustainable.
Yeah,
and,
I like that part of it too a lot. And financiers tend to pay a lot of attention to that as well. So that makes sense that our snack overlords for this podcast are come from finance.
So a little bit about what Tastebase does. So it's not just an everyday subscription service. And I have to say, when I'm looking at the website, and we can talk to Alex, one of the founders, about this, I'm not seeing like the pricing easily. So that's one thing that as a consumer, I would be like, well, I'd like to know if you're sending me a box monthly or 3 months or 6 months, just, the pricing should be.
Yeah, FabFitFun is clear as day. It's this plus a promo code for 4 months or whatever. Yeah.
And I think that they must be fairly new, because also like, I mean, their FAQ has an error. So
I saw that too. Yeah.
So there's some bugs that need to be killed. But it's a community platform for certified snackers from near and far. So you can also like upvote stuff or, like recommend snacks. So that's cool. And you can discover where your next favorite snack is hiding. Excuse me. And, they recommend stuff from the quiz, the social community, and curated taste lists. So they have different taste lists. So that's cool. And then you share what you love, and maybe not so much like maybe not things that you don't love. I can't speak. So things like that maybe are like thumbs down. And they have support, so up and coming food and beverage brands, by leaving honest reviews and learning about the founders. So the founders are Phil and Alex, the food obsessed friends behind Tastebase. So their backgrounds are in finance, community design, and all things delicious. They met a couple of years ago over their shared love for food and have building Tastebase ever since. So, I mean, that's cool. So Phil, so Alex is the one who reached out to us, and this is Phil's little bio. My career has revolved around food, from my first job as a coffee barista, like Lauren, at Phil's Coffee, to my snack-fueled nights during my time in finance and startups. Food has been a way of life for me. Melding my two passions of building companies plus snacking is my dream. Okay, so we get that. And then Alex, who I've been conversing with, he says, I've spent my career building community and experiences that I love. I spent 8 years at Yelp as their senior director of community in Chicago and London.
Oh my gosh.
Most recently,
I have known so much crazy stuff working for Yelp, especially
Yelp
the community.
Is a crazy company.
Well, the stuff that they get, like just the feedback that they get.
I know. I mean, like, because that is a community platform.
It is, but
first,
namely, you're hearing about you go there mostly, I think, about food experience. So that's super interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure he's like read some like
crazy stuff. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Most recently, I was at Culture Trip. I don't know what that is, as their director of experiences, but that sounds cool. Culture Trip. Before that, I spent time at Bumble as one of their first brand managers. I love bad movies and hate protein bars. That's cute. Protein bars are gross, and they're usually not very healthy. So that's a little snippet about Tastebase. And
Phil and Alex, thank you for starting this company, and we're super stoked that we're getting to put it out there in the webosphere for all to see.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for that research.
Start?
That was good. Yeah, I'd love to start. So I'm going to start with the thing that I wanted to try the most, which is these things called trash nuts. Okay, I love nuts. We've talked about it. Nuts is a cultural thing in my family, apparently, and like all these kind of things. And my favorite thing is I love the pet. Well, this is it's got a little smushed because I was moving things around, but it's a white.
Ooh, okay.
It's a white box, and
it looks like a candy box. Like it looks like a movie theater candy box.
Yeah, it looks like a movie theater candy box, about the same. It's like sometimes not as wide, but the actual like width of the sides are about the same. And I like the text on it. You could also see it's behind me, and I did do a photo. If you're not watching YouTube, you should always go to YouTube, because I usually do a photo behind me. I didn't do it with movie theater snacks last week. I was slacking. But I took a picture of my actual box with everything in it. And we also did unboxings that'll be on Instagram as well. As much of an influencer that we are, Sumona was in hers. I was just talking about mine. I'm like, I don't know how you do this, but whatever. Well, we tried.
I mean, it was not a pretty video. I was like, oh well, this is me. This morning.
I can throw a filter on her. She'll look like a dog.
Thank
or
you.
a bunny or something.
Please put the filters on.
But I just I think I'm a minimalist when it comes to sometimes design. So I like that the box is white, that the text is just bold and black and white. Their slogan is trash nuts, supremely smoked almonds.
I love a smoked almond because I love those salt and vinegar almonds that we had.
Yeah. Those were actually so yummy, right? Yeah,
they're so good.
And it's funny. It says a few of our finest reviews: gross, tastes smoky like a campfire. These nuts remind me of a holiday at my Nana's house. She had a weird carpet. They for sure gave me coronavirus. Trash nuts make terrible almond milk.
That's funny.
Yeah, so they have a humor to them, obviously. And then what is the garbage? Trash nuts represents years of testing, tweaking, and being hounded by friends and family for only the truly smoked almonds for truly smoked almonds they could find. Our ingredients list isn't littered with smoke flavoring. We only use 100% real smoke. So they actually like smoke a 55-gallon drum to get these smoked. Ingredients are almond, 100% real wood smoke, salt, and love. So they're just really smoked almonds. I think this just sounds, sorry, I talked a little bit more about this one because I was most excited about this one. They come, there's like a, they're in plastic inside. I love an almond. These just like seem like it seems like a fun brand, a fun company. And I didn't see where they were based out of. I probably should have done that, but you could look them up. Trash Nuts. I'm sure that they sound like Americans.
I also like that after it says Trash Nuts and there's a period. I think that's cute.
Yeah, like
the little details.
It's the details. I like it. Really popped out of the box for me, and it's like the most minimal, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going in. It smells like a campfire.
Well, it should. It was made in a campfire.
It
birthed
doesn't
in a campfire.
But I mean, it's predominant. Like if you put these in a bowl.
I was gonna say sometimes with artificial smoke, it's not authentic. Obviously,
if you were to put these in a bowl, you would get it's like a candle scent. Like it's like,
so you could have a little like you don't have candles. Put out the almonds.
I'm chewing. Try not to chew too loud.
It's okay. Sometimes
they're
people
so
like
good.
To hear the sounds. Really? So they have a smokiness and they're salt, but like, is there any sort of like tanginess? It's just the smoke of it.
I'm trying to think of how to explain this other than.
And is it called trash nuts because they're like putting them in a heart, like a big,
I think so,
colander, and it's like kind of burning trash. Kind of.
Okay. A 55-gallon tin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Colander. Why did I say colander?
It's the morning and Saturday. Okay. Cook in a colander. Do your life. Live your life. It tastes like something that has been smoked or grilled. If you've ever had, I think this is like, I don't know if this is a good example, but it's probably the only reference I have. If you've ever been around somebody who smoked a turkey, like actually done it where they deep fry it outside and the whole thing, which is not healthy for you. People that do that every year, like, don't do that.
Well, also it's super dangerous.
It's super dangerous. People in the South do it a lot. When you get like when you're eating that turkey, you're getting, as long as they don't do too many rubs. I knew somebody that did that and it just like took away from the whole purpose. But
right.
Don't over rub your food, guys.
Well, especially if you're gonna fry it, like that's just gonna burn the rubbing seasoning. It's gonna taste like garbage.
Yeah,
it's gonna taste like garbage. Like,
or they also do like different. Maybe it's the smoke, like different wood, like smoked flavored wood or something. I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna smoke it. Like let's not try to infuse it too much. Anyway, that's a side note. When you're eating it, it's been deep fried outside in a piece of metal. Like you can tell it's been smoked.
Yeah.
And it's good though, because it's almost like a barbecue plus, like kind of a situation. That's what this is.
Okay.
In a nut.
I would try these.
They're delicious. They're really good. They're not over salted. And the almond is a little more moist, maybe because of how they were prepared smoked. It's not like it's squishy or gross or anything like that. But when you hit an almond and it's like really hard.
Yeah. Is it a Marcona almond by any chance? Because those I think are a little softer. But I don't know if you would smoke a Marcona because those are like supposed to be very high end or something. But doesn't matter.
I don't know. It doesn't say. But to me, this is like a normal almond. Like there's nothing extra special.
But it's not as hard to bite as some almonds.
Right, but I think it's because you smoked them a little bit. Like the skin to the nut probably has something a little bit. They're delicious. I love them. I'm gonna keep eating them while you're talking.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna try the one that I really want to try. I'll start that off first. So I got Munchrooms, and it's a mushroom jerky.
Well, that's so interesting.
I love a beef jerky. There was a year or two where I would order beef jerky through this company, and I found it to be the best one. And it was hard to find in stores. So you know me.
And we know she loves a Slim Jim.
I do love a Slim Jim. I was craving one yesterday. So this one, I think the company has like 4 different flavors. And I'll just read the back of it. It says, why Munchrooms? They're healthy, made from non-GMO ingredients. They provide important nutrients such as selenium, potassium, vitamins B2 and B3, vitamin D, and more. They're delicious. Munchrooms combine the subtle umami of mushrooms, spicy chili pepper, and a meaty, satisfying texture. And number 3, they're filling with a healthy serving of fiber in each pack. Munchrooms keep you full longer. Okay. And then the ingredients are very like, they're simple. It's shiitake mushroom, salt, soy sauce, sugar, chili powder, chili flakes, potassium sorbate, which is used as a preservative. So it does contain wheat and soy, but so, you know, I'm allergic to soy, but soy sauce isn't as bad as like tofu. And I do it for the pod.
Yeah. And with mushrooms, like a lot of people use it medically as microdosing and things now. So it kind of has that like trend alert.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's definitely trending. And then like there's like the mushroom teas like reishi and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Her nose got wickedly weird. What?
I don't know. It smells weird, but it smells like how it should smell. But
Okay.
I'm not saying that I love it.
Okay.
Kind of a teriyaki-ish thing.
Okay.
And then the
teriyaki
jerky
mushroom
like looks a lot like beef jerky. It looks exactly like
it looks exactly like beef jerky.
So it's shocking. I'm shocked.
It's not.
Right
It doesn't look like I thought I was going to see like a dried out mushroom.
Yeah. So I think they probably mush it up and then make like this texture. I don't know. And it feels like beef jerky too. It feels like soft beef jerky.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to do it.
This is a vegetarian alternative to beef jerky, basically. Right?
Mm-hmm. It tastes good.
She made no weird faces for those not watching YouTube.
I mean, it tastes like exactly like beef jerky.
Weird.
If you gave this to me and didn't say, if you just said like, hey, here's some jerky, I'd be like, oh, okay. And I'd be like, oh, this is good. I wouldn't think like it's vegetarian at all.
Wow.
It's shocking. And it gets soft. You know how sometimes beef jerky, you feel like you're going to break your mouth?
Yeah.
No, and it's really, it's got a nice kick to it.
Because of chilies.
Yeah, I could see myself, and it's not overwhelming. Like it's the right amount of spice for me. I could see myself eating this whole thing.
Nice.
This is a win. Yeah.
We got 2 wins already. 2 companies we've never heard of with 2 wins. All right, Tastebase.
This is really good.
I love that.
Yum.
And guys, we found an alternative to beef jerky. If you ate meat and want an alternative because you're vegetarian, and
I bet Katie would like this. Katie, try Munchrooms.
Excuse the coughing. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this sounds I love popcorn. I don't think we've talked about how much I love popcorn as a person, but really, really like there's typically always some kind of popcorn in my house. I don't like when you change popcorn up too much. I'm very particular about this.
I'm not surprised about any of this.
Yeah.
And I love movie theater popcorn. Like if I go to a movie, and I haven't gone in years, as we know, but I have to get movie theater popcorn, and I have to douse it in butter.
Yeah. It's funny when we went to, I haven't been to a movie in forever either, but I was thinking, I'm like, I went to the hockey game. I want to go to the hockey game or a movie. If I go to an event where there's a soft pretzel, I want a soft pretzel.
And so wait, are you between the 2 soft pretzel conglomerates? Like there's Auntie Annie's, which everybody knows, but then there's that other one, the Wetzel's. Or is Wetzel's the same thing? You know what I'm talking about? The one that's like the blue and yellow one versus
they're both blue.
So which one do you? Oh yeah. One.
If we're talking about mall pretzels, we're gonna digress for 2 seconds. Mall pretzels, it's Annie Ann's, hands down. And when we were in New York, when my grandfather passed, Annie Ann's had frozen options at ShopRite and my sister
Oh,
taste
I think you told me this.
and she taste tested it, and it tasted like Annie Ann's, and she was pleasantly surprised. I think Annie Ann's too, because I grew up with Annie Ann's, and I also am a big lemonade fan, and the lemons.
Oh
and
yeah,
and I really like Annie Ann's lemonade. But sometimes I'll do both, and we went with my partner who has children, and so we did the soft pretzel and we did the popcorn, and I hadn't had like popcorn with like butter on it in forever, and so it was it was an enjoyable experience because I just hadn't done that in so long.
And
I mean, normally you don't do that all the time anyway, but
no, you don't. And the Wurzels are the ones that are like on New York street corners, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because they're like the fatter ones.
There's also soft pretzel brand, which are the ones that and soft pretzel, I think, is also ones that are on the street corner too.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's dough and they make a pretzel. And a lot of times the difference is that they like wipe butter on it and put the salt and then cook it, and it's constantly roasting. I mean, I think that's why it tastes different than when you do it in your microwave at home. Like it's just a different.
Well, and also process. For me, I personally, if I want like a sweet soft pretzel, I would go to Auntie Anne's, right? Yes. But if I just want like a regular like brown pretzel with the big salt on it, like then I don't think that's the one that I would go to. But I think that they
but you don't have that option. If that's what you want, then go buy soft pretzel and make it in your microwave. I think. Okay. Because like that's just, and those also are always in the Jones household. My mom probably has them in the freezer right now. Yeah, grew up with pretzels a lot too.
That's so interesting.
I know we just digressed with pretzels, but popcorn is what I'm eating.
I can't see it very well.
No, I have this whole. Well, you can see
it's not part of it. It's under the nudie.
Yes, this little ducky. It's hard to. Here we go.
Okay. Tochi, Singapore salted egg yolk.
Yes. So I don't like the name of this. Not the brand name, but Singapore salted.
Well, the salted egg yolk is like an Asian flavor.
It's a flavor, I know. And I think just me being very Americanized about things, or just
I think it's just going to be nice and like savory.
I hope so. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I just don't. There's something about like
salted egg yolk.
I think the word yolk, is with the trigger word for me. But it's made with no artificial preservatives. It's all natural, no MSG. Has the cutest little duck with like a bear hat or something on it. It's vegetarian, gluten-free, and non-GMO. And they have a story that's like written out like a cartoon.
Okay, we can barely see it.
Adventurous Tochi duck travels to Singapore, discovers amazing salted egg, instantly falls in love, decides to make his own with wholesome ingredients, shares snack with friends. So it's really cute. It's born in Singapore and crafted in Taiwan. It also has a Best Buy eaten date on it. And if you have, it has an allergen section on here. If you have an allergen, it contains eggs, milk, and soy. So I like that they have that there. Tochi Snacks, at Tochi Snacks is their Instagram handle if you're interested. The packaging is super cute.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Yeah. And it's a resealable situation, which we're always a fan of when you.
Yeah. And that was the same with the Munchrooms too. It's resealable.
So they are nice.
Ooh, sizes. That's a big size kernel.
They're nice size kernels. They feel a little like, when you get like the popcorn tins and it's like a big kernel and it can caramelize or something. It has that kind of like feel to it when you touch it. When I smell it, just smelled like it's salty popcorn. So I'm
Okay. I'm excited. I think you're going to like it. I feel like salted egg yolk is just a little bit more, for lack of a better way of explaining it, a little more umami savoriness. Or maybe it's not going to taste any different.
It does taste different. It's good. It's different. You know how like when you eat, it's almost like it's pre-buttered or something.
Does it taste kind of like a cheddar popcorn?
No.
Because that's what I'm imagining.
No. It tastes like it's salted egg yolk. It tastes exactly like it sounds.
Okay.
It has like it's good. It's just a different flavor. Like if you're going in and just want popcorn, go get some skinny pop or something.
Right.
This definitely has a flavor coating on it.
Specificity.
And it's slight, it's tiny bit sweet, probably the soy. It's good though. It's just a different. This is a good snack to have in your backpack. This is a good snack to like have on an airplane or on the road or whatever. It's 130 calories for 3 servings. And it serves the purpose of all that vegetarian, gluten-free, and non-GMO stuff. So
yeah,
I don't know. I condone it. It's not like now that I've had it, I feel like it's something that I'll be like, oh, I'd like to have that again. But it's not. But if I'm like craving popcorn for me, it's a different kind of popcorn I'm craving.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, I'm a minimalist, like for the most part, when it comes to popcorn. But it's packaged well, tasted fresh, and it's exactly what the taste says it is. And again, we're supporting more of a small local type business. It's imported into New York from Taiwan. So it also says that it's made with delicious spices. Oh, it has a little chili powder in it. So I don't know if they have other flavors. I didn't look this one up in particular, but Tochi, Singapore salted egg yolk. I wouldn't have tried it if I didn't do this. So
right.
I'm glad I tried it and I liked it. I don't know where else I would find it other than maybe Tastebase. I'd have to. Well, everyone's ordering their food nowadays either, so I just have to order it. But it's good. It's good, and I like the resealable, and it's a good bag too. It's not like
it looked like it was a good size.
It's not.
It's not a cheapy
like
bag.
Quality. Yeah, it's not like a chintzy bag. Probably because there's like a best served date and stuff on it too, so it keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up so far.
Cool. I just wanted to give an honorable mention to something first. So I think that this is cool, and I thought of Lauren. So I looked at this company up, and it's called Us Too. And this one is a popular one, the oolong tea. And the cool thing about this tea, and they're like, tea bags, but you can use one tea bag up to 3 times because they use like, I guess like loose leaf tea, like the Asian loose leaf tea that you make in a pot.
Yeah.
Like that's how we did it that's how Indians do it too.
I drink tea like that a lot too.
Yeah. And so like when it's the real deal of like Asian loose leaf, like you can use it multiple times. And this is kind of one of the first brands that put it in a satchel. So you can like, especially like you, such a big tea drinker, you're probably not just having like 1 cup of tea. Yeah. So you could use that like 3 times throughout the day. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Cause I have an electric kettle. Yeah. And I keep it on a lot, especially the last couple of weeks with me not feeling as great. And I do have to change the tea bag out unless I put it in the metal. I have like the metal balls and stuff you put it in with the loose leaf, but I haven't been drinking.
Yeah. And this is like, I think one of the first satchels that it's a tea bag and you can use it 3 times and it's the same bold flavor every time. And this is a popular flavor. It's like oolong tea. Like I saw on their website, people really like this. It's called Homesick. And it's a warm, mellow tea to fill the void. So that I thought was cool.
Oh, you don't even need a therapist.
No, you just need that tea. Okay, so I'm a little nervous to try this one. This is coffee made into chocolate. And I can tell you right now, I don't love how this looks because it looks like
a condom a little bit. Not to like knock them. It's black it's like a Magnum condom package. Doesn't it?
It's very true. Maybe subconsciously that's what I was like feeling off of this.
It looks like,
not that I've had to be with anybody who uses Magnums, but
I'm not talking about it. I'm just saying I think that's what it has, that vibe. It looks like masculine and bold and like that's where, but it does also give that vibe a little bit. But coffee and chocolate can be bold. I was gonna say
like more like it looks like one of those sure. I mean, and Oh gosh. There's like a little there's a logo on here. Can you see this? It looks very sexual. I think it's
Yeah.
supposed to be a coffee bean, but it looks like a woman's bean. Just gonna say.
I mean, maybe this was a conscious like thing for them that they're going with that, rah, vibe, but that's what this is screaming.
Yeah, it looks what I like. It looks like a muscle milk, like it looks like a protein, like those big drums of protein powder that are black with the gold
Mhm.
label. Like, this is what that reminds me of. So it's not something that I would be gravitating towards. I'd be like, oh God, what the fuck is this? But it is literally coffee, like that. It looks like a chocolate bar. So I don't think there's actually any chocolate in this. Oh, sorry, there's white chocolate, but as we know,
It's
white
not real
chocolate is not real chocolate. So it's white chocolate, sugar, cocoa butter, milk powder, soy, lecithin, whatever, lecithin, vanilla extract, and coffee powder.
So this goes to show you packaging can really influence an
Yeah.
emotion immediately about something.
And they didn't used to look like this. They changed their packaging, I think, not too long ago. I don't think for the better. I don't think I'm going to like this because of my COVID issues. Because coffee, I've just learned to live with how coffee tastes to me now because I need it to survive. I can't imagine. I tried coffee ice cream the other day. What a disaster that was. And I used to
No.
love coffee,
That
like
was my
Java
favorite
chip.
ice cream as a kid.
Java chip was so good. And I loved like the Talenti gelato one. I was like, yes, I'm buying it. I'm like,
Mine was like good old Breyer's coffee ice cream. That was my favorite ice cream as a kid.
yeah, it's not the same to me. Maybe in 2 years I'll be back to normal. I don't know. But I'll show you the bar. I'm just like, they don't even, I'm not, I'm
Oh,
not.
there's even no indentions or nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, you could have done like a four indention. Like, you don't need to eat this whole thing. Like, you could just be like, oh, I just need like a quarter of a shot of espresso. Apparently, there's one shot of espresso in this.
Okay. What does it smell like?
Smells like coffee,
Okay.
like really coffee. I would say like coffee ice cream.
Okay. That makes
All
sense
right,
with the white chocolate.
here I go. Here I go.
Mm-mm. Wonder if she's gonna grow hair on her chest.
Shockingly, this is really good.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I'm gonna eat this whole thing. I'm shocked right now.
This packaging really like threw you for a loop.
It's really like it's sweet, but then it's got that nice like bitterness of chocolate, and that's got, coffee. And then you feel a little bit of the graininess. So it's almost like you are like eating a little bit of what you think would be like an espresso bean, like ground up. I like the texture. I like that it's not so smooth, and it doesn't give me my weird COVID vibes of coffee.
Okay.
I actually really like this. I just wish that they would change the packaging.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went on their website, I have to say these people are good people. They have right up top of how you can help donate to Ukraine. So
That's
and
nice.
that's nice. So even though I don't love their designer or design aesthetic, I like the product. And I think they have a good heart.
Okay. Even though it looked like condom chocolate, but that's cool. It's just a note for that company. But again, Sumona would have never tried that or bought that if it didn't come in this box, which is what's fun about these kind of boxes, right? Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
So it's funny when Sumona and I were talking about what we had in our boxes. I had something called trash nuts, which we know I love, and we know why they're called trash nuts. And then I had these cookies that I was excited about, but also said they were upcycled cookies. So I'm like, am I just purely eating garbage? I'm not 100% sure what's happening, because upcycled usually means that it was something and you used it for something else. And with food, I don't know. So where upcycled comes from with this cookie is more about here, I'll just read this. The cookie empowers you to fight climate change one snack at a time. By choosing Upcycled, you're reducing food waste and saving valuable natural resources. You can learn a lot about this on their website. The company is called Renewal Mill. Okay.
Yeah, I see it in behind you.
Okay. Our packaging designs are inspired by changing weather patterns, eat upcycled, and take a stand against climate change. So they focus mostly. Are they reusing, like if they make something else and they're reusing product for other things so that they eliminate as much waste as possible? Yes. But a big part of they have this whole thing about belief in wasted food and climate change is like their biggest concept with the upcycles. So did you know wasted food is one of the largest drivers of climate change? It's true, but it doesn't have to be this way. At Renewal Mill, our vision is to create a new circular economy of food that closes the loop in today's current supply chain, keeps valuable nutrition from going to waste, and reduces impact on the environment. We believe that doing good should be, well, pretty darn delicious. And they make in their portfolio of upcycled ingredients sourced from places and food systems where nutrition is being lost, aka byproducts of food manufacturing. So like when you're manufacturing food, stuff goes to waste, basically. So by starting with the byproducts of plant-based milk, we've created a line of premium high-fiber gluten-free flours. Use our upcycle flours in your own recipes or enjoy one of our baking mixes. So you can actually buy their flours too, but they're just eliminating the waste in the manufacturing process so
That makes sense.
yeah. And it all started in a juice shop in Boston. Their CEO, her name is Claire I'm going to say this wrong. Schlemme, Schleemme.
Schlemmy, maybe.
Schlemme or Schlemme. She first came face to face with food waste when she founded Boston's first organic juice company, and at the end of the day, she was left with a mountain of nutritious produce pulp and no good solution for what to do with it. And then she started to like talk to other companies about it, and they all realized it was like a similar problem that they were creating and manufacturing stuff to go out the door, but they had all this extra pulp left over. How do we use that? Because it's nutritious. It's not like it's really garbage. It's just not needed for the rest of it for the recipe or what have you. So they pride themselves on being chef crafted. Our baking mixes are crafted by Alice Medrich, a 5 times James Beard Award winning cookbook author known for her work with alternative flours. Sustainability sourced. All of our products are plant-based and made with upcycled ingredients and better packaging. We're proud of certified plastic negative. That means we remove twice as much plastic from the environment as we use for our packaging. So they are also non-GMO, kosher, upcycled, good source of fiber, no preservatives, no cholesterol, and vegan. So everyone can eat this.
Awesome.
They also have a best eaten by date. I'm gonna eat the chocolate chip cookies. I know that was a lot, but this was a very interesting brand and I wanted to understand it. Smells like a chocolate chip cookie. Looks like a chocolate chip cookie. There's 2 cookies in a pack. These are soft bake.
Ooh, nice.
So they kind of, the Keebler, like soft, like the small ones, it kind of has that vibe to it.
Okay. Sometimes I feel like with the soft ones, it feels like there's a lot of preservatives in it. So I'm interested to find out. Like I can't eat those anymore post-COVID. They just taste weird. Like even the Entenmann's ones.
Yeah, the Entenmann's ones too. They have soft ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So how does this one match up?
It tastes exactly like that.
Wow.
But we're dealing with the opposite of what those other ones are probably made with.
Right.
They're good. The chocolate chips are like really big and thick in here, which I love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And with the soft cookies aren't my absolute favorite unless I'm like, oh no, in a mood for it or I warmed it up. But with soft cookie, it has like that crumble, like that's part of it. And it definitely has that. It's really good. It's delicious. It's a 2 of these would be very filling, I think. The serving size is 1 per container. Um, they're really good though. They're thick, crumbly. They did not skimp on the chocolate. So
Okay. Yeah, they looked good. They looked like classic cookies.
yeah.
Awesome.
It does contain soy, wheat and soy, so it's not everyone can eat it, but it's good. But like I said, they sell their flour too, which is very interesting. So
yeah,
if you would like to just buy their flour and cook with it, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
All right, Renewal Mill. 3 thumbs up on everything I've eaten so far.
So I think that I just want to do one more because the other ones that I have, which I will talk about briefly, just like I'm just not in the mood.
Okay.
So they sent me 2 bottles of this, and this is Ceci hemp infused CBD sesame oil. So I think like, yeah, this would be good for cooking. Like I've used like sesame oil and like salad dressings and stuff, or like
this packaging is
stir-fries.
also interesting. It looks like
it looks
cologne.
like a body oil or a cologne.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look like it's made for eating, but it is.
First, it looks like a cologne, and second, it looks like a fancy maple syrup.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
And
yeah, I just don't
Ceci, which is it's like looks like sexy kind of on a cologne bottle, right? Is that the vibe?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And it's by this company called it's pronounced Pot de Wheel, and it's spelled POTD''HUILE, but I looked it up and it's pronounced Pot de Wheel, which is like French for pot of oil. And they put like CBD stuff, and like they've got a hot sauce, they've got an olive oil. I think that's how they started off, with the olive oil. Hot sauce I would be interested in. CBD does not work for me at all, and I've tried it multiple times, so I don't think that this would do anything for me as far as like CBD health related benefits, but I do think it would taste different because it's hemp infused. So I think that the hemp definitely has a flavor. I just not really my speed, but I wanted to share this with you. And they sent me 2 bottles of this. So I'm like, this is a lot. 1 would be enough, I think. Yeah. They sent me 2. And then they also sent me, which is the rage, I think, or was the rage over like the last couple of years, is a chili crisp. And they sent me 2 bottles of this. And that's why I'm not trying it, because I've tried multiple chili crisps. The most famous one these days is like Fly by Jing. And I bought 3 bottles of that over the pandemic, which I have yet to open. So I always like the idea of chili crisp, but I've kind of been avoiding it a little because it does have soy in it. And so I used to use all these like chili crisps back in the day, but now I'm just like,
what would you use them for?
Putting it on ramen, putting it on like meat, fish, whatever, and pasta too. Like Trader Joe's has one, which actually isn't as good as like these other brands that are coming up that are like authentically from Asian companies, and this company is called Bowl Cut, inspired by our parents, bottled by us.
That's a funny name. Yeah.
It looks like it has like a dragon on the top, like a Chinese dragon.
Well, if you cook with any of that stuff, like Sumona can always share that on the pod.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it would be good to maybe like I'll open one of this when we're doing the nudie one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, and the nudie one has like chili inside of it, but who knows? Maybe I'll add some more. And then there's another. So those are the 2 that I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try this one either, but I'll probably do this one on Instagram. I'm excited when I want to do this. It's Twirl milk tea. I love a milk tea because that's what they use in bubble tea, and I love bubble tea, but it's supposed to be less sugar. It's nut and soy free plant-based milk. So unlike bubble tea places that use dairy milk, and so this is like Twirl milk tea, supreme jasmine, premium nitro infused tea with milk, and milk, it's not real milk because it has a exclamation point for the I. I think this will be good, but I do like my bubble tea and milk tea is pretty sugary, so I don't know if this is gonna like.
I'll share the 2 drinks I got too.
Well, and I see that you got Olapop, and I don't love Olapop. That's one of the drinks that I bought way back in the beginning of the pandemic because there was like, I was trying all these brands and stuff.
But you know who's like, I feel like the sparkling tonic expert is Brian.
Well, that's just a soda. It's not even sparkling tonic.
It's a sparkling tonic on it.
It's soda. It's just like a diet soda. That's why I don't like it.
Okay. Because I don't really drink this a lot, but I was going to have him try it because this is more his, I feel like his speed. This one is a classic root beer. I'm not going to try this just because I have been drinking coffee and I don't want to like change. It's just I'm just going to deal with this. But this is interesting. This is called Vibes. It's made out of LA. This is strawberry and lavender.
Ooh. Yes, I've heard of. Wait, no, I haven't heard of Vibes. I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of like refresh or recess. I'm thinking of recess. Sorry.
And this is their manifesto. Holy crap! For too long, we've ignored the mental toll of living in a fast-paced world and distraction. There are many demands on us today. At any time in modern history, it's wreaking havoc on our minds and bodies. It does not have to. Vibes is made with organically grown hemp, isolate, and subtle but potent compound that restores balance in mind. When our mind and body is balanced state, we are calmer, less stressed, and present. You owe it to yourself to feel better. My sincere hope is that a bottle of Vibes can help you get there. So it's really like certified vegan, lab tested. It's huge, and it's strawberry lavender, which sounds like up my boat.
No, that sounds like it would be good.
And they target, it says, for anxious minds, this particular type.
Yeah. So I got 2 drinks as well. And I had in Lauren's box, I had tried Olapop. And for me, I liked them in the beginning because I was like trying to find all these like, alcohol alternatives, but I found them to be just like diet sodas. And I did not like the artificial flavor that they had. Okay. So that's my little take. Maybe Brian will have a different opinion. And I don't think I drank the root beer, but the last thing I'm going to try today from the taste box is this thing called Moment. And it's Drink Your Meditation. And, it's again, like very buzzwordy stuff of like adaptogens and reset with ashwagandha. So as I've tried so many of these over the last couple of years that I just don't think that they do anything that they claim to do. I just care whether it tastes good or not, because I just want something else to drink that's not like water, coffee, or tea. Right. Yeah. So, and I don't really drink juice. So this one is, it does contain 5% juice. It's 12 calories for the whole bottle. And it has organic erythritol, which is, again, like it's going to have a diety flavor, but it says ingredients is filtered water, organic lemon juice, Tulsi, organic apple cider vinegar, organic erythritol, Mayer lemon, L-theanine, which is an adaptogen, ashwagandha adaptogen, luohan guo, stevia, organic cardamom extract. So I don't like how stevia tastes. I don't like how erythritol or whatever the hell you pronounce it tastes, but I don't think it's sparkling either. So I'm giving it a little. Yeah, it says still. Oh, that's great. It says still on it. And the flavor is Tulsi lemon and botanical water. 0 caffeine, 0 sugar, 0 flavor. It doesn't say that. Smells like lemon. It smells like a lemon iced tea. So that's I like nice the smell. It smells like Brisk, Lipton Brisk. Okay. Those bottles.
Yeah.
Okay. Just tastes like lemon. Lemon.
Well, that's not bad. It doesn't taste like diet.
It has a diet aftertaste, like right at the end. I mean, I just am very primed for that. Somebody who doesn't like drink these things probably be like, "Oh, I don't taste any diet at all," but I taste it.
Like I never really liked diet sodas or anything like that, so I can tell immediately.
Yeah, it's okay. I think that if I would rather just get a glass of water and squeeze lemon into it. Yeah. Like I don't love it. Like, this is not something that I would repurchase, but maybe the other flavors are better, but it's okay.
The packaging's very pretty on it.
It is. It's soothing. It's feminine. I think it's definitely marketed towards the like millennial Gen Z, we have to be calm and this world is terrible, so let's be zen in a bottle, like that kind of gig.
I get that vibe.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm not going to try this since I already tried 3 things. I just wanted to call it the last thing in my box besides the nudie, which we've talked about, are these gigantic bars, which I actually might bring with me today. It says big kid fun, grown up taste. We went nuts on flavor, not sweetness. That the result, a grown up candy bar, perfect for those who stick their nose up at anything too sweet and stick their tongues out at anything too serious. So again, I got like the comedy company, I feel like, of food. And this one is it's funny. It's called a gigantic, a sort of sweet candy bar.
Well,
so
yeah, I can see the gigantic behind you, and it looked intriguing this whole time. That's the one.
So you see where the black writing is on there? It's a sort of sweet candy bar is what it says.
Oh, does it? Okay, yeah, right, I can't read that from here. I just see like does it say like coconut or something cafe?
Hazelnut. It's
hazelnut cafe.
Hazelnut cafe, and then this one is salted peanut. I'm going to a museum in a little bit. Excuse me. And we're eating a late lunch. So
I really want to know, like, I'm curious about.
So like, I'm gonna probably try this on the road and then maybe do a little story about it. Just so that we can keep this to a normal episode length. Because we had so much to try today. So we're definitely gonna try nudie, the irresistible ramen, nothing fried. I like the top of it. It says expect the bare maximum.
That's cute.
Yeah, I'm excited about this ramen. I think it's gonna be really good. So in the next couple of weeks, you'll hear this episode. But I mean, I have to say everything I tried today is stuff that like the popcorn I wouldn't have gravitated towards. So that's like something I like like something about a box like this. To be fair, we didn't fill out the surveys. They probably, I'm sure Alex or someone listened to some of our podcasts. So we got some things. I don't think that some of the stuff was too off base with us. Sumona definitely like cooks with things, and they gave me something with strawberries in it. I don't know if that was on purpose, but that was smart, and things like that. Nuts is part of my life in my home and things. So, I feel like we got some things that were right for our personality types, but it always makes you, or in our taste buds, but it makes, it's cool that you try something new, and these might be newer go-tos in the future, and you're supporting either minority owned businesses or smaller businesses instead of just going to the, your regular to go-tos. So I think this was a really cool experience and a really fun episode. And like you said, we're probably going to have Alex on in the near future to talk a little bit. It'll be a little bit more of a different episode for us, but we'll be talking a little bit more about how this all came to be and like some of his experience with snacks, which is always kind of cool. And this, a snack professional.
Yeah. And his Yelp experience.
Yeah. And Yelp experience. That's what I really want to know about. But we couldn't thank you guys enough over at Tastebase. And this was really a fun episode for us because this was all new stuff. There was nothing in here that we had like actually tried before. Like if you got Olipop, that would have been the only thing in your box that you had before. So, and again, like Sumona, who's always telling me about the new, that none of this stuff she had before,
I haven't heard of these brands, so I'm always like, that was very pleasantly surprising. I love learning about these new companies that I can then bulk order and never
Trash
open.
Nuts. I think it's like Trash Nuts has me sold. I'm not gonna lie. I think
I'm excited. I would love to try that. So I mean, hopefully we'll find out also what the subscription options are, because maybe like that's something that would be interesting.
Maybe
to
we can
us
talk
and
Alex
to you.
into giving us a discount code.
A discount,
for all of our listeners. That would be amazing. So, so check it out. In the meantime, they have an Instagram, they have a website. You can, already subscribe to this stuff if you wanted to. We know that they're a new growing company, so it's always nice to support something like that. And then if you want to wait, we can wait to talk to Alex and see if we can give you guys a discount code on a box and what the subscription process is. Any final thoughts, Simona, on today?
No, I'm ready to eat some more Munchrooms.
Yeah, Munchrooms, trash noise from Munchrooms. Those are, I think, our faves.
Yeah.
I apologize again. Hopefully next time I won't be
No, you sound
coughing
sexy.
up a storm. Okay.
You weren't coughing. No, like you're
Okay,
actually
good.
coughing less.
Okay, good.
Today.
Well, I'm really being cognizant of it, and every time I feel like I have to cough, I'm throwing drink in my face. So when we get off this, I'm gonna be like, bleh. And also our audio. I wanted to just take 2 seconds. Our audio from the other episode, we apologize for. It does listen during pandemic podcasts. I've heard some very professional podcasts that sounded like ours last week. Like not everybody's everything has always sounded great, but Simona in particular prides herself on our audio, and I don't blame her because it always sounds really great and very clear. And we did have we started the episode telling you we had a technical issue last week, and when we were going back and Simona was doing the audio editing, she realized it was harder to hear things at times. We did a little bit longer of a test this morning, so hoping this episode sounds clearer and better. But it's a funny episode, and I have to tell you, right before I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, this came through. So on the Heath Bar against Skull.
Yes. This is what I wanted to know.
The assessment from my partner is Skull bars have too much toffee and not enough chocolate.
It is a thinner layer of chocolate. Yeah.
So
is that what it is? Skull?
SKOL?
Is that what it was? I don't remember calling it that. I must have called it something incorrect. But
either
yeah, that's what I was talking.
I think they're called Skull bars, but either that or I don't know. So Heath Bar is the winner apparently. And it's funny, so I think I told you guys this too. Like Heath Bar makes hard shell, and you can also buy the Heath Bar crumbles. Like I didn't realize how much, to me, people like Heath Bars like people like Reese's.
Really? I feel like they're not as popular. Like people.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then when I'm going into the store and I'm seeing Heath Bar written on all of this stuff, and then I talk to more people about it, and they're like, "Oh my god, Heath Bar is my favorite." I don't realize how many people like really love a Heath Bar.
I think that there are like the people who love a Heath Bar, but I can't imagine they're as popular.
I don't think they're as popular, but I'm saying they're manufacturing things now that have, like, you're not seeing like Snickers flavored everything. You're not seeing.
I also think it's like, since it's toffee, I feel like that's more like a European thing too. Maybe. Like I bet it's really popular there. I always forget how much I like it, and then I'm the same way.
I don't like gravitate.
Stuff.
Yeah, I don't gravitate towards it. And then,
I also think with the two different bars, the chocolate is different, and I think the chocolate on a Heath Bar is better. Like the actual taste of the chocolate.
Isn't a Skull Bar have like a darker chocolate?
Yeah, I feel like it does.
I think so too. Yeah. So anyway, so that was the answer to your question and your challenge.
I mean, I think that we should also do a taste test here because I want to know what I like better.
I think we should do a toffee bar episode. Actually, I think this is what this is.
Let's do it,
because there's probably more out there, especially European ones that are really popular that we don't know. Well,
I went through a toffee tasting thing personally because I was like, I love English toffee because Trader Joe's has some that are like in that, like those plastic things. Then there's like the cocoa, like what is it called? Like something Roca. So, you know what I'm talking about? Those are always at like
oh, I do know what you're talking about.
Almond Roca. Yeah. Almond Roca. That's what it is. And they're always at like, pharmacies and stuff. And I tried that because I'm like, oh, I'm having like an English toffee fix. I need this, or like a craving. Awful. So I think we should have a toffee episode. Yeah, I think what this is pointing.
And that, even though Heath Bar, we'll measure it against the Heath Bar because I think that's the one that we like.
That's the industry standard,
and it's industry standard. So we'll do a Heath Bar versus all other toffee, English toffee candies.
I love this. I'm very excited about
because then it still stays on theme with us.
Yeah,
as far as like trying something new. See how this is how stuff formulates for us, guys. It's just this is how it happens. So maybe that'll be the next episode. I don't know. Her and Simone and I will talk about it, and then we'll figure it out. We will be posting our unboxings of our Tastebase boxes because that was very fun. And again, we can um I'll post some of the names of these foods too that we tried on Instagram when this episode comes out, and we'll tag Tastebase obviously in our posting so that you can quickly go link over to them. So you have looking forward to, maybe we'll have Alex on the nudie episode. Maybe we'll do
I think
nudie
that
and
that
have
makes
Alex.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we'll definitely have another episode on Tastebase as a company, and we'll try the nudie, and yeah, from there we'll just enjoy the next 2 weeks until our next episode comes out. Go back and listen to us eating what did we
I mean, I hope you've listened to the licorice episode again, because
Yeah.
that's one of our gems.
It's one of our
guys.
gems. We definitely, I need to pull that out from the archives and put that on social so you guys know exactly what episode that is, because that was such a visceral reaction. We did say though, we tried, I don't know what episode we were. It was a mini soda, I think, or it was when we were throwing audibles at each other in the episode. I can't remember. It was a box. Oh, it was at home snacks. That's what it was. We've had so many iterations of this. We were doing at home snack episodes, and at home snacks. I had gotten that international box, and mine was an Italian themed box.
Oh, Universal Yums. That's
Universal
what the
Yums.
is.
So, you could go back, and if you're interested in another type of box that we reviewed, because I got it as a gift, I think from my friend Carly for my birthday, because I had started the podcast, and there was one year on my birthday, I got flooded with snacks, which was funny. I tried that. And then I think Sumona, I think I mailed you some candies from that.
I don't think so.
I did
not from that one. I don't think so. Maybe.
Remember.
I don't know. We've gone through a lot of things.
We have. Yeah. So,
well, I saw something because I follow Universal Yums on Instagram, because I was going to do that subscription at some point in the pandemic. And it was interesting because their box just happens to be, because they do a country.
Yeah.
Right. That's their gig. And this box, the box for this month is Russia. So they put a whole disclaimer on their Instagram of like, this was just, in our roster. It is from Russia, but you have the option to switch it out to a different country.
Well, that was nice that they gave you that option.
Yeah. I mean, look, we don't have anything against the country of Russia. We just have things against the president.
Yeah, this whole thing, if you can donate to people that need help, if you pray, if you believe in a God, pray about this. This is a very scary time. I mean, yeah, I feel like every time we're on here, we're like, this is a very scary time in our world, but it's still very true. Yeah. We're fortunate right now as people, that we're not in the thick of it, but they're just like all of us. Everyone's just like all of us. So to just decide you want to be like William the Conqueror all of a sudden, doesn't make any sense to me. And you want to go and reclaim land.
A lot of the things don't make sense, but
irrational people with power. Yeah. And that's a whole nother reason to really vote in our country and exercise your rights, because you don't want to get the wrong people in the wrong place just because you weren't paying attention. Right. Even though they're starting to call COVID a non-demic, continue to stay safe where you are. If you have friends and family that haven't gotten vaccinated, explain to them why they should, because the selfishness of not getting vaccinated is causing things to just prolong. And if you're acting like things are back to normal, gut check yourself before you leave the house, please, because it's not. And yeah, that's my political soapbox for 2 seconds. But yeah, that's interesting about that Russia box. I think you also can just buy, if you really wanted to buy the like Italian a one-off box, you can buy whatever.
You had the Italian box.
That was
right?
the one. Yeah,
that's a good one.
That was a great one with a lot of weird surprises in it. It was fun. It was
like
fun.
that popping candy.
That's what I was gonna say. The Pop Rocks, chocolate cake, that was so shocking. And again, it's a whole reason to go listen to that episode, because that happened live. I didn't know it was gonna happen. I couldn't read Italian, and what it said on there. So it's always fun. All right. I think this was a good solid episode.
Yes.
But
hopefully it sounds good. And if it doesn't, we are always a work in progress.
Yeah.
So
we'll
figure it out.
Upgrading equipment if that's the case.
Yeah.
But until next time, keep snack. Yeah. I can't sing high right